again, just a little disclaimer to people. I'll put this at the start of it, especially to my friends. This is, you might not be too interested in this because it's just a bit more or less me just rambling about some of the ideas I had, some of the opinions I have and whatnot. So maybe you're interested in that. Don't know why you would be, but if anything I said can just, if it helped anybody in any way, that'll make my day. So yeah, whoever you are who's watching this, friend or not, hope it helps you and have a wonderful day. Okay, just a little disclaimer for anybody watching this video, probably my friends if you want to see it. I just had this idea to just, I don't know, talk about stuff, just to like express yourself. So it's not, probably some of my friends, probably not going to be something you're interested in, but I thought it might help, my brain. Like, I know this is very soon as well, since I did a bunch of videos yesterday, but my brain was like, do a video about this just randomly, and I was like, why? People aren't bothered about what I think. And then brain was like, well, it might help people, and I was like, well, go on then, since maybe it will. Yeah, so I'll just be talking about, if my original idea is still what I called this video, which is the reason for all the bad things, which, not something I really like to talk about, but my brain was just like, well, you have all these things, all these ideas and opinions, maybe they could help people, I don't know. But yeah, considering that is going to be what I'm going to be going on about, my brain does meander a lot. So yeah, I'll be like trying to focus on this, and then 2 hours later I'll be, oh, that's what I was supposed to be doing. So yeah, I've written things down because I forget things a lot, which is does tend to happen quite a bit, which is concerning, but oh well, I've written it down, so it's fine. Yeah, I'll try not to babble on that much. I'll just get to what I wanted to talk about. It's just an idea, so, and remember, it's just what I think. It's just ideas in my head which might help people. So obviously you don't need to listen to it at all if you don't want to, or do it if you want. But anyway, I'll get talking about it. Yep, so anyway, in case anybody was wondering, here I am in the woods near Heswall. It's really nice day. We're having a little bit of a heat wave here, so we're only here for a couple of months. Hopefully, I thought I'd make the most of the woods, so I just got the idea, come to the woods and talk about this stuff, because if I don't talk about it, I'll just keep repeating in my brain until I express it somehow. So and after doing them videos, you do get a bit more confident with it, like, that was fun, I want to make more videos. So yeah, this just came into my head, and my brain was like, maybe it can help people, so I was like, fine, I'll talk about it. So if I just like walking around while I'm talking, so if the title of this video remains, it would be the reason for all the bad things. Now, this is just maybe a bit of a much of a title, It's just from my experiences. Obviously you don't have to believe it. Like, what some of the things I say at all might sound a bit like silly. Well, silly's good, but a bit like, I don't know, they might sound a bit like, what's a word, like, I don't know, like, I'll just get on with it. So to me, at least, the reason, because I am, you know, a person that doesn't like negative stuff at all, really. I mean, obviously I'll get involved in negative stuff if to try and help, but other than that, I just try and stay away from it completely. So to me, that stuff exists. Sorry, it's just I get a bit distracted by all the noises. Yeah, there are a few people sometimes, and it's a bit distracting. Not that many, which is a shame, because it's a nice woods, but to be fair, it is pretty secluded. It's just quite distracting when people are it's especially hard for me to concentrate when people are talking in the background, and when people are walking around, it's hard to focus. So if there are like pauses, it's just because people are walking past, and it would be very hard for me to concentrate on what I'm talking about. But I will try to get on with it now. Sorry. Idea what that's about. It's just impossible for my brain to concentrate when people are, well, not when they're about, but like when I'm talking for something and they're about. So it keeps happening. I'll just move to a more isolated place, but it's fine. Actually, I might do that now. Yeah, I'm gonna do that now. So here we are, deeper in the woods. I don't exactly know where, so I might be lost, but that's fine. It always happens. The woods is a nice place to get lost. So yeah, as you can see, my focus levels don't exist. So it's probably been, I wouldn't be surprised if it's been like 10 minutes already and I haven't got onto what I'm supposed to be talking about. But yeah, fundamentally, for me, what I believe, why all those bad things exist for me is just, it's just, now this might sound funny to some people, I'm not sure, but they exist to help you grow as a person and become the best type of person, well, the best version of yourself you can become. Because I remember, like, when I was going through some stuff, before that, yeah, I was good, I was fine, but if I hadn't have went through that, I wouldn't be, I'm a lot happier now, a lot more of myself now than I was before I went through that. So that's what I believe it fundamentally exists for. Even if you don't, it obviously don't have to believe things happen for a reason, but they can still help you. So that still helped me, if it happened for a reason or not. Yeah, so if you just, like, how would I put it, and I mean, it's a tricky thing to say, but even with like bad people, if some people I know, most people, they're like, to me, like, being bad isn't a natural thing. You're not born bad, like, you know, everybody's born innocent, and guess you could say they're born pure or good, or maybe that's just what you know, you like when you're young. But see, what I've seen is the vast majority of people that you call bad or do bad things, you know, things I don't want to talk about, it's just because they, well, it can, to me, have a few things, you know. They were brought up, the vast, almost I'd say all the time, it's because they were brought up in like a very negative environment. Like, you can be brought up, and if you're taught something is good, which is actually bad, you're just going to believe it's good, aren't you? And then obviously they grow up like that, and like people I've seen that, like I've seen a few people online which say some pretty not nice things, and an interesting thing I've noticed with them is that these people that they hate, they don't actually really know any. Like, I say to them, do you know any of these type of people personally? And they're like, no. And if they do, it's almost all of them I've seen, if they do, it's they've had bad experiences with them. And obviously I know some people are taught to think certain people are not good people when they are, and you know, it's just obviously that's just belief, like which belief can be good, you know. Everything can be used in a positive or negative way. Yeah, but you know, what you believe can help a lot of people. Seeing it help a lot of people, you know, helps them become better people. Like, some people need that, but then with others it can just become very damaging, because they're like, I'm not trying to insult people, that's the last thing I want to do. Don't know what that screaming is, but anyway, yeah, that's completely thrown off my train of thought. But yeah, I'm not trying to insult people at all by what I'm saying. Like, that's the last thing I want to do, to be honest. But take, for example, very religious people. I've seen them say, like, I don't matter, you don't matter, let me just see, you know, like, they're like, seeing some people, they think they're born as evil, and they get told they're evil and that they're nothing. And some people are just like, oh, it doesn't matter how I feel, doesn't matter if I'm harming anybody, if people are getting upset, or if it's damaging people, as long as God's happy, or whatnot, or whatever it is, which is yeah, just very damaging, I think. Which, you know, of course it is just what they believe, but like, I don't know why people believe stuff that, like, you know, it's clearly bad stuff. Like they know it's bad stuff, but some people just use like their beliefs to make it seem like it's all right, which obviously it isn't. Talk about that a bit more after these people come past. this seems relatively peaceful, hopefully for a moment. Hope them biker people don't come back. As I was saying, yeah, I know a lot of that is just belief, but I just don't understand why people would, believe things that tell you, you're nothing, you're not worthy, you're born evil, and you only exist like to serve something higher, and just obviously believe what you want, especially if it helps you, but just don't give your power away that easily. Don't don't let it stop you from, some people, they completely limit their lives down to that, and it's, to be honest, it's a bit of a wasted life, because they could have done all the things they wanted. They could have been themselves, but instead they let their beliefs limit them, which is unfortunate, and it's not meant to offend anybody at all. I've just seen it a lot, and no matter what you tell them, they just won't change, so there's that, which I think is a main cause of it. And I think the main two things out of anything that causes people to be bad, you could say, is just ignorance plus arrogance, because most of the people, they weren't taught any better, they to be but how can you hope them to grow if they weren't loved? They didn't get any external love, then how are they meant to grow as a person? If they weren't brought up right, how are they meant to know what's right or wrong? That's why you really need people, especially nice people, to just show you a different point of view, because so people that do them bad things, they're still trying to connect to people, but they just weren't shown any love. They just weren't shown how to do it in a positive way, so they just tried to do it through a negative way. And might be moved to a different location. Carrying on, a lot of them people, most of them, I don't believe anyone's inherently bad. Some people, they just cannot change. I always think you should, and it's a very strong thing to do, forgive people, because people say, oh, you're weak if you forgive people and whatnot, but what's a harder thing to do? Just go down to their level and be negative like them, or forgive them and try to move on. It's especially if someone's did something really bad to you, it'll be really hard to forgive them, but it just, at the end of the day, shows how much stronger you are than that person, because they gave into, I guess you could say, the dark side. And when you get to say people are light or dark, and I think everybody has a dark and light side, you just choose which one, even if even if you're a bad person, you know, you could grow up, be a bad person, but can't stop you from being good if you wanted to, you know, like being good and being bad. I like to believe being good is like inherently, you know, obviously, yeah, inherently try to be good, but, you know, and if you be bad, it's still a choice to be bad, even if you know, some people are just not, sorry, there's bugs trying to bite me. Some people are just, you know, that got so negative, they just are not in the right mental state to see things clearly or properly. Like some, you know, like they can't fully, like they literally fully cannot comprehend like what they're doing is bad. Well, but yeah, most people, you know, I believe, again, a lot of beliefs which you don't have to listen to if you don't want to. Everyone has their own beliefs, and, you know, it's important that you go by what you feel and believe. But like, I believe people are inherently born with a sense of right and wrong. Like, some people, depending on what they get taught, you know, think different things, but deep down, you know what's right and wrong. And at the end of the day, it just comes down to what type of person you want to be. Like, what do you want to be remembered as? What type of person do you want to be remembered as? Someone who was like cruel and unkind, made people miserable? Someone who was kind, nice, and fun? You know, some people just don't care, I know that, but it's just, yeah, who do you want to be, and just have, you know, just, even if you're bad, still you can still choose to be kind. You can, like I was saying, grow up your whole life be a bad person, and, you know, it's still your life. It's still under your control. You can turn it around like that if you want to. You go from an absolutely bad person to an absolutely good person if you you know. And some people, fortunately, I've seen some people, and they go through years, you know, of being so negative and so hateful, and then when they finally realise what they've done, it destroys them. Like, I've seen that online with a couple of people. Like, they say very nasty things to me, and like a year later they come back and they're so like apologetic. Like, so if you just let yourself, you know, a very important thing if you're in a bad state, like I was in a bad state a while ago, is have things to help you. First of all, you shouldn't buy into things, you know. You shouldn't believe things. I know some people, you know, oh, I've got depression and I have this for my entire life. There's nothing I can do about that. But can it, or like, can it stop you? Can it really stop you from enjoying yourself? Can it stop you from having fun? Can it, even if that, can it stop you from being kind? Can it stop you from being good? Can it stop you from being who you are? Not really, I don't think. Well, maybe that's an arrogant thing to say since I'm not experiencing that, but, you know, it's all still under your control. Like, I know one thing I experienced was like intrusive thoughts, and I like to swear, but they can be a real bugger, because, you know, especially if you're going through a tough time already, then you have them, you're more likely to listen to them. Like, you know, if you're at a low point, you're like, depressed, you're like, you know, I'm worthless, what's the point to anything? You're more prone to listen to them, and they can just convince you you're a really bad person, or when you're not. Like, at the end of the day, like, this is a very important point that I keep saying, and it's one of the most important points I want to make, is that even if you were bad, you still decide who you want to be. I believe even the worst type of people can change, and if you could just show them, like, just be kind to them, just be kind, just show them love, you know, just say, okay, I understand, I might understand what you're going through, why you're lashing out, because, you know, and if you can just be compassionate to them, and just show them a different point of view, they might change. And I've seen that before. Again, online, and I've had people, you know, they just do all this hateful stuff, and I say something like that to them, and they're just like, I'm sorry for being so hateful. You're actually respectful to me, which I appreciate. And then even one was like, they hated a particular type of people, and then after I've been nice to them, sorry, there's something in my eye, they were like, maybe they're not so bad after all. So it really can help people, you know. And even if they don't decide, that's still your choice. You did your part, you did your best. If you try to help them, I know some people just don't want help, no matter what you try to do. But still be there for them, still support them, you know, try and show them all the time. Like, yeah. And to be honest, a lot of this bad stuff I've seen, it doesn't make any sense. Like, and I guess you could say, to me, bad stuff, nothing, you know, to me, I sort of believe nothing exists unless on some level it exists to help. Because if you believe, you know, everything's for a reason or created, why would something exist if it's not to help you or help you grow? So yeah, I do believe this stuff for a reason. And like, if you go through something really bad, I know people will be like, you know, how can you say this stuff? But once you get out of that negative mental state, once you start seeing things for what they really are, for what they really were, and you compare yourself to what you were when you're going through that, you're like, wow, I've came so far, you know, and it's helped me a lot. And some people should try and be grateful for it. I know some people might be like, I've had this happen to me, I've had something really bad happen to me, and you want me to be grateful for that. And obviously, you know, if you can move on from it, you know, I know it's hard, but just decide, I'm not going to let this keep me down. You know, I don't deserve to be feeling like this. I don't believe I deserve to be feeling like this. I believe I'm worthy of being happy and having fun, being myself, and I'm just going to let it go, because you can't just let it go. It is your brain. You are in control of it. Like some people, you know, say, I have trauma, you know, how can I let that go? And, you know, so do I, quite a bit. and I've been able to let that go. And it's, obviously it is a process. It obviously is a process. Like, you become like obviously stuff like depression, like, you can't just snap your fingers and it's gone, but you can slowly let go of it. You can move out of it. And if you just you really need to believe that you can, like, and you need to believe you're worthy of it, like, because remember, you exist. What's the probability of you being alive? Isn't it 1 in 400 quintillion? So think you're worthy enough. Like, you're lucky enough to be alive, so you're worthy enough to be yourself and have fun and be happy in your life. And yeah, just let yourself have your own life. Don't let all this negative, I know, you can't control if somebody does something bad to you, but just don't let the negative stuff stop your life from being your life. You exist, and so you exist, so you're worthy of having whatever life you want, really. Some people may tell you, oh no, you are just, you are, you exist, you deserve to exist however you want, and that's good or bad. Still your life. Some people go through their life and they choose to be bad, and I know some, they're bad, they want to be bad, and they do not care about anything else. But at the end of the day, who are they going to be remembered as? Are they going to be remembered with love and respect? Or are they going to be remembered with animosity? And I think that's the right word. Sorry, I'm trying to use. I should stay away from big words. Yeah, so just think about that. A few more things I have to say, I think, but it's the end of this little one. Yeah, so really, it's just who you want to be. At the very least, just it's common decency as a human being, I think. Just treat others how you'd like to be treated. These people say all these hateful things, and then when I ask them, would you like that to happen to you or people and they're like, no. And it just really exposes how their brain works and what type of person they are. And yeah, some people, they're just going to be mean, and they're just showing what type of person they are, and they're just reflecting their own insecurities, really, because they see something, oh, I don't like it, I don't have that, and I want that, and you have it, and I'm going to be mean to you because I don't have it, or things like that, just petty things like that, really. The thing I wanted to say is, a lot of these bad people, for some reason, I've seen, they think they're like powerful, like they think that being bad, makes them powerful or hard or whatever you want to call it, and it's just not true. I mean, if they're so powerful, why would they have to force all of these things on people? Like, and I believe that when you lack love, you lack intelligence. To me, being kind, kindness and intelligence are the same thing. How kind you are is how intelligent you are, because some people believe that the way to get things is to force it, you know, lash out, even though that's never the most productive way of doing things, because negativity just creates more negativity. If the, you know, somebody, how any negative thing stops, somebody just has to be kind. You know, you have to have no, you just need to be kind. I mean, or you know, hate and just negativity will go on forever. Yeah, they're just, oh, I don't like them, I'll do this to them, and then I'll do this back to them. And this might sound a bit like, you know, karma or whatever, but it is true. It has been proven. I mean, I've seen some scientific stuff saying that negativity all the time, you know, saying negative stuff about yourself, other people, it's bad for you. It's bad for your body, you know. Get a weaker immune system, you have worse mental health, worse health overall, you know. And the more negative you become, you just basically deteriorate and destroy yourself even more. Now, I'm not talking about every negative thing, you know. Some negativity, you know, sometimes I say negative stuff, but it's only ever because I'm joking or trying to have fun, you know, never serious. But if you're just in a negative state all the time, it just, I don't know any better word than it just destroys you, you know. Like, I'm going to be mean to people, so then people be mean back to you. I'm going to manipulate people, people manipulate you back, and it's just not a very nice state or world to be in, really. Yeah, and the more negative you get, you know, obviously I believe you get less intelligent, so you start to get paranoid. I've seen this, a lot of negative people get very paranoid and, you know, get very cynical. They can't trust people, and obviously if they've had bad experiences, that is completely understood, but there will always be nice people you can trust. And if you're in a negative state, I'm not saying it's your fault, obviously, but if you are, it's of paramount importance that you find some nice people, friends. Hopefully your family members help you. I'd hope that they would. Just some people coming, but yeah, it is of paramount importance that you just find some nice people. Like when I was going through a tough point, oh, let me just move on. Let me just pause here. The bikes are back. Okay, heading over back to my original spot. Hello. I might move again because there's yeah, more people about. Sorry for this little useless interval. Talk back in a sec. Okay, need to start heading back now. Dinner will be soon. Just had them biker people come past again. It's scary because they have masks. Don't know why they have masks. But that does remind me of something. I see, well, it actually reminded me of gangs, which is another thing I could say, which is I see so many people, well, not so many, sorry, at least but a couple of people, like here in Britain, in England, UK, whatever, probably more in England, to be honest. Obviously not in all areas. My area, well, in Heswell now, my area, Liverpool, is actually one of the safest places, but yeah, so many people, like, it's almost as they want to be in gangs or they want to be criminals, and I'm just like, what the heck is up with that? And like, I think I understand, because they want to fit in. They think the only way they can fit in and be happy is to be part of that, or even make a living. You know, here in the UK right now it's a bit tricky with that. So they think the only way they can do it is through negative stuff, which is, well, as I was saying before, clumsy old me cut it off by accident. They think, well, I will admit I don't find it very believable that they don't think like being in a violent gang or being a robber or something is wrong, but they still are trying to connect and fit in. So like, you know, they're doing it for their good reason, pretty selfish and balmy reason, but still a reason. You know, fundamentally, like, could maybe argue it's positive, because you know, it's for their own happiness and whatnot. But yeah, they just need to see there's other ways. I mean, I love some stuff. I love, you know, I love drawing, art, making stuff. Very fascinated by like dinosaurs and prehistoric Earth and, you know, space. And another thing with that is, some people like with that, you don't have to, you know, you don't have to believe it, you know, and try to be extremely open-minded. I'd admit I was wrong if, you know, history was proved something completely different tomorrow. But to me, it's a bit off topic, but I was talking about it yesterday, so what might as well add it to this as well. Not yesterday in the museum, but just online. So you can't exactly know the past, not really, so it's just beliefs. So if this makes any sense to me, it's just timelines. You have the creation timeline, you have the evolution timeline, that's a completely different one, even a made up one. Whichever one works best for you, you just believe that, you know, you create the past from the present anyway. So just decide which history you want to believe in, and I just like the evolution one and dinosaur one, or whatever you want to say, just because I'm so passionate about it and interested in it. And anyway, that's a bit off topic, but back to what I was saying. Oh yeah, okay, so if you're ever going through a tough time, it is of paramount importance, I cannot stress that enough, if anybody's even listening to me, that you find good people, you know, do whatever it takes, no matter what situation you're in, give yourself a way to find good people, you know, people you know, I had a few friends, few people that really helped pull me out of when I was going through a tough time, and they were the motivation, you know, to help pull me out of there. And it's even a couple of people I met online, you know, like you never know, they you just meet them, you're interested in similar things, and then you become really good friends with them. And then, you know, I was a bit lonely back then, but ever since I met them, I'm not, you know. Obviously I have a couple of people in real life, not really friends, not in the way most people would think of it, you know. I don't go out to places with people, you know, not anything like that. But I'm still happy, you know. I'm extremely pleased and grateful for the friends which I have, even if some are online, some I just speak to, one I only see once a week, and there are more people that have joined which I hope I can become friends with as well. And another thing with this is, if you go through something like that, it can help you help people that are going through or have went through similar things, from that experience. Like, obviously I don't want anybody to go through anything bad at all for any reason, but you are actually wiser than people who have not went through it, because obviously they might try and help, but they don't have the experience. And there is nothing stopping you from using anything in a positive or good way that can help you. Even the most negative things you can still make good. Like, that's one of I might even say my proudest trait, for being told that no matter how negative or bad a thing or situation is, you always manage to make it light-hearted or funny or silly or positive. And another thing with that is just be who you are. Some people being quite mean to me because they say, oh, I'm silly, I'm 17, I still act like a child, but that's just my personality. Tell me to be sensible, get in trouble if I'm not sensible. That I mean, it might sound stupid, but that's just not one of my traits. I couldn't be. This is probably the most sensible you're ever gonna hear me when I'm talking about something like this. So just be who you are, and don't let other people take away from that or try and sway you from that, because they don't know who you are. They're just talking out of ignorance and arrogance. Like, some people say, you're so childish. Do they know what I've been through? Do they know why I might act that way? When you're being through some things, I think you have the right to act like a child anyway, especially if you couldn't act like a child when you were one. You basically told, don't act silly, don't act this, don't do that, do this, don't do what you enjoy, do that. Just when you so just, and they do treat you like that. I thought it was a running person. Just explain to them, it's, some people are just so insensitive with that. Like, they just say stuff and they don't have a second thought how to make people feel what they've gone through. And it's just, I feel kind of sorry for them, because once they realise how mean they've been, and they usually always do, they regret it a lot. And so if you could just show them. Let me just put this little. Oh, look, I'm just at the end I've got into it. At the start I was nervous, but now I'm just walking along talking about it, because something I'm interested in, I'm passionate about. I'm super confident with it. But other things, the funny thing is, when I'm in school or college, I'm like a completely different person. Well, I do, like, usually extroverted, but when I'm in school or college, I'm very introverted, and I just think that's what I need to be to learn stuff. Because if I was like completely unfocused, like I am usually, just silly trying to have fun, then I wouldn't learn anything. And some people don't get that, and that's the main point. People might just not get who you are, so you need to show them. Just show them, and That's important as well. Do I have anything else? Yeah, just I think that's it really. Obviously this is just all my opinions and ideas. After all, I'm just silly 17-year-old British boy. I'm sure I wouldn't know. Certainly them. I have gone through some stuff, but certainly, you know, not gonna, you know, just take what sounds good to you. Yeah, I hope maybe nobody sees this and it's all right. I mean, it's just tried to help anyway, so, but maybe they do. I'm really hoping, even if it's just one person, this helps just one person in any way, saying what I think. I'll be extremely pleased, or just help somebody see a slightly different point of view, or anything in any way really. I'll be happy about it, and that's all, to be honest. Let me think. Got nothing more to say. Nope. Okie doke. Yep, so just one more thing. If you're ever going through something, no matter how hard it is, there is nothing that can stop you from making something good out of it. And if you're ever going through something, never let it stop you from being yourself, doing what's right, being happy and having fun, because you deserve all of those things, even if you don't believe it. I do. So have a wonderful day. Bye.